Welcome back, everyone, to episode 3 of my Dragon Warrior extended look / most likely complete playthrough. I guess it depends on just how badly we get slogged down in trying to level up the character for the final fight of the game. In the last episode, we did manage to level up to level 7 and get enough money to buy a pair of items that we would want in order to go into the next region, if I can get the game to pull it up here. The hand axe and the chainmail. We do know that there's some equipment here that we can't afford just yet. We are kind of still messing around in regions that are a little bit under-leveled or not paying out quite as generously as one would like to get the kind of money that we need for those two items, because I think you need about 1,800 for both of them. And then spent the rest of the episode just kind of grinding up for experience and money as much as possible. Again, didn't know this coming into the game, and it certainly will affect how I feel about the game in the final wrap as far as how well it's doing in the modern day going back to it. But this is an extremely limited experience because most of your time is just spent fighting to get the money to buy the next piece of equipment to go to the next town to fight to get the money for the next equipment and yada yada yada. There isn't a whole lot going on in the story at this point, and it may stay that way the entire gameplay. Who knows? Anyway, let's go ahead and get moving. We're going to head back to the castle, Canticle Castle, and we are going to get our health and magic back up. And then we will head to the east, where our next village is, because that is kind of the loop that we're caught in at this point in time. Go to a town, buy the best equipment they have there, go to the next town, buy the best equipment, yada, yada, yada. The good news is, now that we've upgraded the hand axe, we are almost certainly going to kill just about everyone that we've seen up to this point in 1, if not 2 hits. Because we can do a lot of damage when we hit. Woo! 19. And we may even be at the point where we start seeing some of those, like, second-level enemies, the Drakes and the ghosts, running away from us when we get into a fight. 28. A damn dog. Alright, we will heal up, and then we'll talk to the wizard and get our magic back. Still haven't gotten to a place where they sell the keys necessary to unlock any of the doors in the game. Don't know how long that'll be. Maybe quite a while ahead of us. So if he were dumb enough to cast sleep on himself, would he just never wake up? Thank you, sir. And we're out of here. Do you think that's how a magician who's been haunted by the nightmares that he has seen in his lifetime puts himself to sleep? He just casts sleep on himself?
Not another day like this. Sleep! Oh.
I do like that it's not universal. Not every single enemy that you fight that you're over-leveled for actually runs away. Just some of them. I don't went the right way. Maybe it's down here? That's right, I know it's down here. Don't know if I ever mentioned this before. I could certainly put a picture of it up on the camera here. In the late 90s, when I had my first job, and I had disposable income that I could use to spend on various trinkets and items that probably didn't serve any meaningful use to anyone. Well, it may not have even been the late 90s. It may have been after I got my first, like, job with my current career, which was a long time ago as well. I did buy a Dragon Quest themed controller because of how highly impractical and goofy it looked. And it is a controller that is shaped like a slime. It was a PlayStation 2 controller, so I'm sure it was themed after what game would that have been? Dragon Quest VII? The irony, of course, being, as I mentioned at the start of the series here, I've never played a Dragon Quest game before. It was just like, this is the stupidest idea for a controller ever. I have to get the controller so I have a copy. I have no idea where I'm going right now. Aha! You missed me. You didn't get anything. I hit you. Oh, there's something over here. A little sneaky path to get through. And I haven't seen a dramatic increase in the difficulty of the enemy we're seeing here, so who knows? Oh, we're in the hitchy part of the mountains. Oh, you jerk. Not doing much. And I killed him. Cool. I can't imagine it's in the middle of the mountains. I think this is probably going too far afield. Oh! Still hurts. Hence the name. Oh, wait. Is that it? We're looking for the village of Kol, K-O-L. A dead. Alright. Let's see if this is it. Hey, yo, where am I? This is the village of Kol. Alright, good. We're in the right spot. I want to jump the register and just go grab all the treasure chests. Not happening. Please, save us from the minions of the Dragon Lord. Yeah, think about it. Dreadful is the South Island. Great strength and skill and wit only will bring thee back from that place. Staggered in the presentation there. Yeah, okay, I was trying to talk to this guy. Golem is afraid of the music of the flute. So 'tis said. Hast thou seen Nestor? I think he may need help. Give a crap about Nestor. I don't know if there's anyone who would actually watch this video series that doesn't know who Nestor is, but I can certainly put a picture of him up on the screen, because I guarantee you, if Nintendo was involved in the localization of this game so that it could be playable by an American audience or English-speaking audience, they intentionally put the name Nestor in this game a bunch, because it was like, hey, we're trying to market our mascot. Here, we'll throw it in this game, even though it has absolutely no place here. East of Hawkness, there is a town. 'Tis said where one may purchase weapons of extraordinary quality, and probably extraordinary expensive. In legends, it is said that fairies know how to put Golem to sleep. What you got? Don't talk to me. This bath cures rheumatism. Oh, only one way to find out. Jump in! Can I search it? No, of course not. Hey, wait a minute. Is this gonna hurt me? That's poison swamp, isn't it? I think. Ow! Oh! Ah, yeah, it is. Though thou art as brave as thy ancestor, Lord Nub, thou cannot defeat the great Dragon Lord with such weapons. Thou shouldst come here again. Why? You didn't help me. Ow! Oh! Oh! 2 points every time you step in that crap. That is bad. Alright. I got most of it back. Not all of it. Aha! I didn't have to use your door, I just walked around. Art thou the defendant of Eric? Hast thou any proof? None that would make sense. At which point, he drops his pants and shows his ass to the guy. He's like, that is Eric's descendant! Rimuldar is the place to buy keys. All right, well, we now know where to go now. Rimuldar. Nope. Don't you dare. Hast thou been to the southern island? We'll say no, because I don't know if we have. To the south, I believe, there is a town called Rimuldar. All right, well, now we know where to go. Talk. What do you got? All right, we got dragon scale. We picked up 1. I did look up to see what exactly the item did, and that's how I found out that you equip it, and it gives you like a permanent bump of 2 defense points. I think it's permanent. I know that there is a ring that we can find at some point that also does something similar where you quote-unquote equip it, even though you can't see it anywhere in the game, and it bumps up your attack or your strength by like 2 points as well. I don't know if buying that displaces the dragon scale in your inventory. That would be silly because I imagine it's not a cheap item. We can get wings. I don't know what the wings do. I would assume it allows you to go, if not only back to Tantacle Castle, maybe it allows you to pick anywhere you want to go and you can just fly there. But that is very expensive and we are trying to save up for new equipment, so no. I'll just walk, thanks. 2 doors we can't get through. I don't know why you would waste the key on that door. You just walk around it. I mean, you can see where the point is. You can go around it. Goofy. All right, well, is this another shop? Gotta be. Yep, there we go. All right, what do you got? All right, so we have the hand axe. We don't have the half plate yet. That would be our next goal in terms of earning. And the full plate is pretty far off. We need to find an enemy that we can fight that's really going to give us a big injection of cash with every kill. And that's probably going to be our goal for this episode, is trying to track down the next level of enemy that we need to fight in order to get some money. That was it. Kind of disappointing. I was hoping they would give you more. There is something about a flute and a golem. I have no idea if that's actually going to pay off or it's just people saying random crap. There we go. Golem is afraid of the music of the flute, so 'tis said. And there was someone else who said something like that. Is it him? Or her? One of these two. No. How about you? No? Who said it? Was it this guy? There we go. In Legends, it is said that fairies know how to put Golem to sleep, so... Something about a flute and fairies. That's all they gave us. Alright. Well, I don't know where we would go necessarily to see a bump up in difficulty that is safe for us to fight. I would assume they just want you to kind of crawl around in this area and get the experience and money. It's going to take a long time. That level of enemy is only giving us 10 or 11 gold every kill. I think it was the same thing with the scorpion. 15. So it is a little bit better the scorpions, but both of these, it's probably going to take a lot of fights. We would go for the first thing we can afford, and I think it's the shield. The shield would give us a bump in defense at 800. We need about 610 to get it. I love how many critical hits I'm currently getting. I don't know if that is indicative of something. Like the hand axe is just his specialty. He feels so much more agile and capable of messing people up with the hand axe or what. I don't think the game has like any kind of hidden stats or special abilities for items that make them more effective. Like, we're not going to pick up a weapon that gives us like a chance to poison the enemy or, oh god, you better die. Alright, good. Oh boy, a safe state. And let's go ahead and heal real quick. Ugh, do that one again. There we go. Quit doing that! I mean, I think I have a spell that I can quiet them with at this point, right? No, I don't. Not yet. That is one of the spells that my character gets, is a spell that silences enemies, so they can't cast spells anymore. Alright, there is a path that way. And that's probably going to rock my world trying to get through it. Damn it! Quit casting magic! No! Wait. There's a cave there. We might have to go in the cave. And it might be a really bad idea. Oh, there's a desert. And a red cross. Well, there was a whole lot of nothing in these woods. Let's save before something awful happens while I'm poking around in here. I haven't been searching at all. Maybe there's something you can search for in the woods? No? Move. Nope. Come on. Search. I mean, it feels like there should be something here, right? Whatever. Definitely not a fight. How about in the desert? Uh-oh. Oh, boy. We're gonna give it a shot instead of running. Fight. We can handle a hit from him now. Oh boy. There we go. Tough fight, big payout. That may be where we want to go then in this part of the game, is go after the skeletons. Love it when he wastes a turn just swatting at me with his bare hands. Go away! Oh boy. They hit hard. But so do I. Now, fight a bunch of those guys, we're definitely going to get the money pretty quickly here. I'm also going to need to heal very quickly. I would say at the very least, we want to get the large shield in this episode, and the half plate I might need to do off camera. Just to keep things going, you know? No, can't afford you doing that, dude. You need to kill him. Oh, boy. Gotta do it. There we go. Because I have to go back and get some health. Alright, get out of the desert. Go to the town. We can try to walk all the way back to the castle, but this place is close enough. There's an inn right here. Yep. See how much they're going to gouge me for. Not terrible, but yeah. Obviously, 6 gold would have been nicer, or just go to the wizard and get it for free. And our next level, what is my chart say, is at 800 experience. So we are getting real close to level 8. We haven't gotten the money yet for a shield, so we'll definitely get to the next level before we do that. I gotta be honest, with that pink shade, the scorpion looks more like a big lobster with a pointy tail. Come get it. Dead. Nice. Gonna give me some more of those one-hit finishes. I'll take them. But with more worthy opponents. Yeah, here we go. No! Ouch! I hate that. Alright, let's go ahead and heal up. Okay, good. Because we're getting, like, in the 15-point range of health at most when we use the heal spell. I'd say at about, right now, 24 hit points, I'm fine using the spell to recover health. I don't lose anything in the process. I didn't think I'd be saying this, but bring on the skeletons! Come on! Halfway to our shield goal. There we go. Ooh, excuse me. Ouch. Not too bad. Get him! It's over. Ah, and we got our level. Alright. What do we get? Bump in power, bump in speed. Okay, hit point. Okay, magic points. Alright. Good, heal up. No idea if I'm going to see a dramatic change in how much damage I'm doing for each hit. Again, I think the bigger bump is usually from your weapons. Just like the defense is probably a bigger change when you get better equipment, not the stats. There we go. Do a quick heal spell. Go. One step. Aha! You tried to sneak attack and it didn't work. Ow. That looks like one angry lobster. It's a scorpion. Oh, look at that shell. It's bright red. Speaking of confusing lobsters and scorpions, this has nothing to do with that. Have you ever eaten a scorpion? I have. It's not great, but it was one of those things where it was like, it was one of those novelty lollipops that they would like stick like a bug or something inside of that I got at, I don't remember where it was. I think it was Disney World, of all places. They had like a shop where they had a bunch of weird things, and one of them was like, hey, here's some like big candies that, like lollipop candies that had bugs inside of them, and they had one with a scorpion in it. I was like, yeah, all right, I'll try it. And it didn't really taste like anything because they had, you know, of course, slathered it in so much sugar that all you really tasted was the sugar. My understanding is they taste a little bit like grass. Yeah. What? I need to fight you. Don't run, coward. Watch the skeleton run. Ouch. Come on, kill him. There we go. Hey, big money. Big money. No whammies. I need a lot of those guys to show up. Okay, stop standing there. There we go. I need like a skeleton-only island. And we'll give it the totally original name of Skeleton Island. Give it a completely unrelated name. Naked Lady Island. And it turns out the skeletons all used to be ladies, so it's not it's not completely false. Didn't they do a gag like that on The Simpsons where they had like an area that was like, I can't remember what the joke was. They go to an island where there's a bunch of monsters and it's called like Peace Island. And then one of the characters is like, I thought this was Peace Island. And the guy goes, well, actually, it's more of a peninsula. And it's like, that doesn't change the fact that it's not peaceful at all. All right. Yeah. Poke around for a little bit, but I want to be near the town so that we can go in and get healed up as soon as we need to. Close. We got the money for the shield very quick. Button hook around the town. Let them know, hey, I'm here. I'm watching you. Whoa! Okay, I didn't know they could attack in this area. Hadn't seen them anywhere outside the desert. Oh wait, I think I saw one when we were kind of flirting around the outskirts of the east area of the map. We hadn't actually seen a skeleton, like, in volume, quite like we've seen them in the desert there. Alright, let's burn 20 to get some magic and health. Head back out. Back to the desert. Ouch. Alright, so now it goes as high as 44. That gives me a little bit higher ceiling where I can use the magic. Because, oh, look at that. Skeletons are running away now. But he won't. I have no idea if there's any stat change to the kind of damage you do with your spell, your hurt spell, based on your other stats. Because really all you ever see go up is strength, agility, and then your hit points and magic points. Nothing about the actual effectiveness of spells that you cast. Boy, did he rock my world there. I can see it's still doing the same kind of range of healing every time I cast it. Runs away! He might run away. No. He's in it to win it, and he ain't gonna win it. Why are they all getting so many free hits on me? Oh, come on, man. Jerk. Yeah, we'll be fine there. I'd say around 30 hit points is where I would want to cast the spell again. So after this fight, we could probably do it. Heal up. Alright, we need 100 gold. Or 4 skeletons worth of fights. And a couple extra if they're lesser minions like this guy. Really would like an explanation for what the hell the woods are there for. I'm sure at some point in the game they're going to be like, go to the woods east of coal. Owie. Alright, we need 55 gold, and I should heal. There we go. We got 3 more shots of health before we gotta go back to town. Hopefully we get this done safely without having to run back to town, blow 20 bucks just to keep doing this. Ouch. Come on. There we go. Damn, he shorted me a little. Okay. I started the game or the episode today, so hot. You know, I kept doing all these spin attacks and doing extra damage, and now it's just not happening. He probably did it a couple of times and then got dizzy and said, "Whoa, whoa, big fella, I gotta slow down on these spin moves." You're not in your 20s anymore. Coward! I was gonna say, if they throw me into another fight 2 steps away and it does the same thing, I'm just done here. I would say there is a certain logic to what they're doing. Yes, I know we have the money now. And it's actually pretty brilliant. I think that is something that I have to mention when we actually get to the review for this game, which is that you don't necessarily get told in the game where you should be level-wise before you move on. I think having the enemy run away from fights is the game's subtle way of telling you, you've leveled enough on these enemies, go to the next group. So, like, we shouldn't be fighting against the ghosts, or the Drakes, or the slimes at this point. We've gotten enough from them. Time to go to the next region. They're not going to outright stop you from doing it, but they're going to make it less and less valuable for your time to stay in that area. Might even get enough money to hit the inn. Although technically, once I get there, I will sell a small shield and get a tiny bump in money for that. Won't be the kind of money that you would probably get, or not enough money to really, like, do anything with, because the small shield wasn't very valuable. But I'll get a tiny bump of cash. Alright, we're back in, what was this, Garinham? She says, right? Garinham. Yeah, there you go. Alright. I know you do. Let's see what you got. They have a large shield. That's what we're here for. Large shield? Then I will buy the small shield for 45 gold. Yeah, see, it's not worth much. Yeah, go ahead. Nope, we're good. Alright, I didn't look at what my stats were before we bought that. 32 and 37 damage, so I don't know if that's a huge difference in what we got defensively. Safe to say, no one in this area is going to do more than 1 damage at this point. Just, they don't have the strength for it. Even he probably won't be able to do it unless he casts his spell. He didn't. Because he's a coward. Alright, my next level will be at 1,300 experience, so we're 300 away. Ish. We're gonna head back to Canticle and go ahead and use the wizard services to recover our magic. It's times like this where you kind of miss having like a car or an airship or something that would transport you around the map either faster or while avoiding fights. So you can just go to where you need to gain whatever you need, health, items, and not have to worry about all the fights until you're ready to do it. And we're out of magic. And we got it all back. Let's go. Alright, so our next objective is get 1,000 gold to buy a half-plate. We'll do the best we can to get that done in this episode. Probably we'll have to do the rest of the grinding off-camera if I can't get it done. That way we'll start the next episode going on to our next objective, which I don't know where I'm supposed to go. The game didn't really give us an arrow pointing, hey, go this way. They did say that our princess is somewhere to the east, and we are to the east, so we can search the cave that we saw, and hopefully we'll find her there. Oh, good lord, guys. Come on. Now you're just jerking me around. And in the right circumstances, I would enjoy that greatly. But this is not those circumstances. Come on, stop it. You're gonna interrupt me. At least make it worth my time. Not a huge change in defense there. Honestly, the shield may be more about adding to your ability to avoid a hit altogether. Like that. I'm sure there is a nerd who is very, very, very familiar with this game that can tell me exactly what the shields are good for if it isn't just straight defense bumps. Also, I'm sure there is a logical reason why you never seem to get a defense bump in this game whenever you level up. You get an agility bump. And while I would say maybe I get a little faster as I become more experienced or older with age, but I think I get a lot tougher as well. Let's just say my skin can take far more damage safely as an adult than it would have as a kid. Because that's what we're talking about with defense, right? Your skin's getting tougher. Oh, come on, you jerk. Kill him. Nah, I won't do it. We'll get in a fight first. That'll work. Damn it. Good. Get out of here. Heal. Moving on. No, 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 no. You should die. Get out of here. Where are my skeletons? Like all of a sudden I got a better shield and they don't want to fight me anymore. Crap, did you see that shield? We gotta get out of here, guys. I mean, to be honest, if I was thinking about attacking a person walking down the street and I saw they were carrying a shield, I would probably think twice. I'd be like, I can't hit him. He's got a shield, look. Which begs the question, how many scenarios do you find yourself in on a daily basis where you're like, I gotta fight that guy? It's not like, wasn't that like a whole thing in Fight Club where they would like size people up as they were just walking around randomly because it's all they could think of anymore was, can I beat up that guy? Yeah, I can beat up that guy. Hey, can I beat up that guy? Yeah, I can. And then Tyler, of course, realized that he had run out of legitimate opponents, so he decided to beat up himself. I guess technically it started as Tyler beating himself up, right? And people were like, this guy is crazy. He's willing to beat himself up. We should follow him. All right, we are a quarter of the way to the half plate, roughly. Let's see if we got any mitigation of damage here. A little bit. 5 is about where he was going, but as long as we're not seeing, like, 7 or 8 every time he hits us, I think we're in a good spot against the skeleton. All right, go ahead and heal. Well, I think Fight Club as a movie is a really entertaining, if troubling, movie because it seems to be so anarchistic and destructive of society, and it's like, I don't know if that's something that I necessarily agree with to the fullest of what the film is trying to get at, but I think the real gem of that movie is absolutely the soundtrack, which is the peak of techno would probably be the best way to describe it, because that was a soundtrack that was like heavy in I think it was the Chemical Brothers that did it, or Dust Brothers, one of those two. And it also plays with a lot of very strange melodies in there as well that you wouldn't think first and foremost when you're thinking about like serious house music, which is kind of what it was. Little. So if I go into a cave, we haven't actually found an enemy inside of a cave yet. Aha! 1 damage. That was a waste of your turn. Wow. He's really doing nothing. Oh, why did I say anything? We haven't fought an enemy in a cave yet. Which begs the question, if we go into a cave and they finally decide to have an enemy attack us, is the background just going to be the same generic one we keep seeing out in the overworld? Like this right here? You're inside of a cave where you can't see anything because you have to carry a torch to light the surrounding area. But you still see the green grass overworld with some mountains in the background and the rocks in the front of you. They're like, look, this cartridge has to be small and cheap. We can't afford any extra stuff, okay? Well, we were designing this background for all the enemies you fight in caves. No, just use the generic one. But it won't make sense. We don't care. We need to save that space. These cartridges aren't free, you know? All right, we need 150 experience and a little less than 600 gold to get to the half plate. I'm not saying it's impossible. We might get enough to do it before the end of this episode. As long as we get some good rolls in terms of the enemies that we're fighting. More skeletons, less of this garbage. And certainly less enemies that cast like hurt spells that can ignore armor, apparently. You jerk. Saved in a bit. Save. God damn it, don't waste my time. There we go. Yeah, I'd say at this point in time, we should be seeking out skeletons or stronger enemies to try to get the most out of every fight. Big money. One fight with these guys is enough money to basically go to the end and recover all your health. Alright, quit dragging your feet, Lord Nub. Get it done. I wonder if that's just a weird coincidence that in the little stat page in the top left there, it only shows the first half of my name and then cuts off the rest. If it was Lord Nub, all one word, no space in between, would it still cut off at Lord? Or is that just a weird quirk of how I designed the name when I put it in there? I seriously doubt they put enough thought into how they were going to do the name that it would actually do that. Like, it would cut off at a space. Let's go back to town. We'll go ahead and heal up real quick. Oh, close to that halfway point for the money. There we go. And we are about 100 experience away from the next level. Ooh. That hurt spell sucks. Let's go into town now. Like it sounds like I'm hitting a wall when I walk into a wizard. Because, you know, they're so well known as big burly dudes that you don't want to walk into. That's their most well-known trait, is how tough and manly they are. That's why every character in the Harry Potter series is just a big jacked gym bro. Expelliarmus. Just a big muscle-bound freak saying that. I don't know why, but recently I had a hankering to see the Mummy movies, or at least the first one. I haven't watched all of them yet. And I think I got a copy on Amazon for like $7 or whatever, because it was like a Halloween special. And it reminded me of the second movie, and the fact that they got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to come in and play a character in the movie, where he was like an evil warrior who like made a pact with the god, you know, Egyptian god of scorpions or whatever the hell it was. And at some point, he does the rock thing, because apparently all Hollywood directors, when he first put himself out there as, you know, a lead actor for action movies, all they ever wanted him to do was be the Rock. And it was the same with TV roles, because I think he had a handful of TV roles as well around that time, where no one wanted him to be a character in their movie. They just wanted him to be the Rock. So there's a scene, and it's burned into my brain, because of course they couldn't trust big dumb meathead wrestler guy to learn any kind of foreign language whatsoever. No time for that. No time. So they said, we want you to go up on top of this dune at the beginning of this big fight at the beginning of the movie, and we want you to shout 2 words, grand total of 5 syllables. Can you do that, Rock? Can you do that for us? And he was like, well, I'll give it my best. And of course, what happens is he gets to his spot on the top of this sand dune overlooking the enemy army. He closes his eyes, he takes a deep breath in, because that's what The Rock did around that time, and points at the army and goes, Haku Machente! And that's all they let him say in the entire movie. It's like, my God, how long did he practice that in the mirror? He just looked in the mirror. Haku Machete. No, that's not it. Haka Makalaka. Damn it! No, that's not it. Reads the script for a couple more hours. I don't think Dwayne Johnson is a dumb person, but man, they really didn't trust him to do much. They just said, be in shape, do the breathing and close your eyes like you're, you know, The Rock, but as an ancient Egyptian. And we'll just cut around you with a bunch of CG nonsense. And he was like, oh, cool. So when we get to the part where I turn into a giant scorpion beast, you want me here for that too? And he's like, no, we got that taken care of. And then they put together the worst CG ever known to man. All right, we are real close to getting the next level. Now, that said, The Mummy Returns, the second movie, still a great movie. It is a little bit cheesier, and they did, like, just give up on the pretense of these characters who had fought this nigh unstoppable Egyptian curse, running for their lives and trying desperately to survive, and just lean full into everyone's an action star, even the characters that had absolutely no skills in the first movie. Oh, Evelyn is now capable of, like, ninjutsu? Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm surprised they didn't make Jonathan, like, secretly a sniper who could, like, shoot anyone from 500 yards. It's my secret gift! This will put me over the top, and I'll get the next level once I finish them off. There we go. All right, what do we get for that? Oh, we get big bump for power, response speed, hit points, magic 6, and we learned a new spell. What did we learn? We learned the spell of Radiant. Now, I did see this mentioned in some notes that I'd looked at for the game. Apparently what this will do is it'll make it so that I don't have to carry torches anymore. I can just use the spell to light wherever we're at. Now, how long does it last? I don't know. How much magic does it use? I don't know. We will go into the next cave when we have the time and money for it and find out by just trying it. I do have 1 torch, I think, in my inventory, so we can use that as a backup if it's stupid expensive and dangerous to try to just use that to get through. I have to keep in mind, unless I'm stocking up on tons of herbs, my magic right now is my primary healing. I need 264 gold. Get the half plate. Don't think we're gonna make it. Not enough skeletons fighting us, but we will be pretty close to getting the amount I need for the half plate before the end of the episode. 5 minutes. I hope he got paid really well for that role. I mean, yes, the Dwayne Johnson is worth a ton of money now because he's basically a part owner of the organization that owns WWE, so he's certainly well off. But to be told you're going to be starring in a big blockbuster action film like, and of course then he parlayed it into his own starring role in the Scorpion King movie, but be told, hey, you're going to be like the featured bad guy in a big production. And I was like, cool, where's my script? And they handed him one sheet and said, read these 2 words. He was like, God, man, that is a meaty role. Thanks, guys. Meanwhile, every week he's going out on SmackDown or Raw and like reading like 5 pages of text. I don't know how much of what he did when he was like still wrestling was like off the cuff and how much he had to have like written out and scripted so that he would get all of it right. I mean, I do know he got his ass busted on TV because he had notes written on his wrist during a promo years after he had basically retired from regular activity. And who was it? John Cena had called him out for having notes on his wrist, and it was like, yeah, that doesn't look good. This is a guy who used to cut, like, the most scathing promos of all time and did it all basically from memory or spontaneously. So seeing him have to, like, have notes written down for what he was supposed to say and what the points he was supposed to hit was kind of a bad look. But he wasn't doing it on a regular basis, so, you know, that wasn't top of mind at that point. All right, 140. I think we're going to push through. Might be a few minutes over the 1 hour mark for this episode, but we're going to try to get the money for the half plate and then call it an episode. So the next one we will start by... I'll check to see if the progress that the guide I had been referencing tells us to go to the cave, or if it tells us to go somewhere else first. I hope it's the cave, because it's right there. I've caught myself a couple of times in the last few days, just like, for no reason. I'll be in the house and be like, Haku Machente! Alright, 90 gold. Watch, this is gonna be just like the last episode, where I'm gonna hit it at exactly the 1 hour mark. I don't think that's gonna happen this time. It's gonna be close. Alright, heal up. More skeletons, please. Woo! One shot in the wizards now. Not quite the strength to do that to the skeletons. It's certainly not the scorpions, but wizards, no problem. Shock of the century would be seeing a scorpion pop up with the rock on the tail. It's like, oh my god! 27 gold left. This might be it. Oh my god. Slow it down. Wait. It's not going to be enough in this fight, but man, it's going to be close. Oh, 3 short. I got 10 seconds. Come on, give me a fight in 10 seconds. Wait. Oh, you dick! Nope, it's gonna go over. Unless we kill him. Oh! 1 hour and 5 seconds. We got the money we needed in 1 hour and 5 seconds. All right, I will use a heal spell. They had half plates here, so I don't have to go that far to get it. I can go right in. We'll talk to this guy right here. Yes. Go ahead and buy the half plate. Yes. There we go. All right, I was at 32 experience. I don't know if it went up when I leveled. I don't think that's what's happening. Nothing more. But let's check our status now. 45 and 39. So the stats are going up. Well, attack power went up. Defense may not have, because agility, I don't know if it's directly related to the defense power, but my defense has gone up 7 points since the last time we checked it. I would have to consider that a sign that we're definitely going up more from getting equipment than from leveling, but who knows. All right, I won't make the rest of the episode about me walking back to the town. We'll go ahead and do that off camera. I'll go back to Tentacle so I can save a couple of bucks and get the magic and health back up to normal. And then I will check the notes that I had to see where exactly the game wants me to go next. It may be the cave that's directly south of where I'm standing. It may not be that cave. It may be somewhere completely different. But we'll have that locked in so that when we start the next episode, that is our objective, not grinding for money or experience, just go straight on to the next thing. But we did manage to get the next level of gear for our hero, Lord Nub. We got the large shield and the half-plate mail. And now we're having a pretty easy time of beating up on the scorpions, the Magidrakes, however you pronounce that, and the skeletons. So we should be able to handle a new region if we are guided to do so in the next episode. That's going to do it for episode 3 of my Dragon Warrior extended look / most likely complete playthrough. As always, I do appreciate each of you watching, and I will see you next time.